Before I say a single word, I want you to do something. Right now, put your hand on your chest. Feel that? That is not just a heartbeat. That is the sound of something fighting for you every single second of your life, without you even asking it to. Your body never gave up on you. But how many times have you given up on it? How many times did you start something, a goal, a dream, a decision, and then quietly, slowly, without even realizing it, you stopped? Not because you were weak, not because you were not talented, not because the world was against you, but because your mind gave up before your body even had a chance. Today, I am not here to motivate you with empty words. I am not here to tell you that you are great and you can do anything. No. Today, I want to show you something much more powerful than motivation. I want to show you the root, because motivation is like water on the surface. It comes, it feels good, it dries up. But what I want to give you today goes much, much deeper. Today, we go to the root of your existence, and that root is the mind. Before we go further, and I promise you, what is coming next will change the way you see yourself forever. I want to ask you something simple. If you are watching this, and you feel that what I am saying, it resonates with you, it touches something inside of you, please consider subscribing to this channel, not because of numbers, not because of algorithms, but because this is a space, a rare space, where we talk about things that truly matter. We talk about the mind. We talk about discipline. We talk about what it means to be fully alive. And if that is something you want more of in your life, then this channel is your home. Just click that subscribe button, turn on the bell if you wish, and let us continue this journey together. Now, let us go deep. Look at your hands. Go ahead. Look at them. These hands, they have carried things, they have built things, they have held people, they have let people go. Your body is remarkable. And in our world today, we talk so much about the body. We go to the gym, we count calories, we track sleep, we measure steps, we optimize the physical, and this is not wrong. The body deserves attention. The body deserves care. But here is the question almost nobody is asking. Why, after all this work on the body, do so many people still feel empty? Why do people with perfect physique still feel broken inside? Why do athletes at the peak of their performance still feel fear? Why do people who have everything, the body, the success, the money, still feel like something is missing? Because we are solving the wrong problem. We are painting the walls of a house whose foundation is crumbling. The body is not the problem. The body is not the answer. The body is the vehicle. And you cannot fix a vehicle problem by polishing the outside. You have to look inside. You have to look at the driver. And the driver is the mind. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Here is where most people get lost. Because if I ask you, show me your body, you can stand up, you can stretch your arms, you can say, here I am. But if I ask you, show me your mind, what do? You pause, you think. And in that moment of thinking, you are already using the very thing I am asking about. The mind is invisible. In our tradition, in the teachings that have been refined and passed down for thousands of years, we say the body is form. The mind is formless. The body has weight. It has height. It has shape. You can see it. You can touch it. It exists in space. But the mind has no color. It has no size. You cannot put it on a scale. You cannot take a photograph of it. And yet, the mind is the most powerful thing in your entire existence. Think about this. Every empire that was ever built started as a thought in someone's mind. Every invention that changed the world started as a spark in someone's mind. Every war that destroyed nations started in someone's mind. Every act of love that saved a life started in someone's mind. Everything you see in the physical world around you, every building, every road, every machine, every relationship, every mistake, every miracle, it all began in the mind. So if the mind is that powerful, if the mind is the origin of everything, then why are we not spending more time learning about it? Why are we studying everything else and ignoring the very thing that creates everything? This is the great paradox of modern life. We know so much about the outside world, and we know so little about the world inside. Now, let me tell you something. If the body is form, something physical, something visible, and the mind is formless, something invisible, something beyond what the eyes can see, then there must be something that connects them. There must be a bridge, and that bridge is the breath. This is why the breath is not just breathing. This is why in every ancient tradition, whether it is the Shaolin monks, the Buddhist teachings, the yoga traditions, the Taoist masters, they all come back to the same thing, the breath. Not because it is mystical, not because it is magical, but because it is functional. The breath is the only system in your body that is both automatic and voluntary. Your heart beats without your permission. Your digestion happens without your awareness. But your breath, you can breathe without thinking. It happens automatically. But the moment you choose to focus on it, the moment you bring your awareness to your breath, you now have access to your nervous system in a way that nothing else can give you. You can slow your heart down. You can calm your anxiety. You can sharpen your focus. You can change your emotional state, all through the breath. This is why I say, the breath is the remote control of the mind. And most people have lost the remote. They are sitting in front of the greatest television in the universe, which is their own inner world. But they cannot control what plays on the screen. Anxiety plays, fear plays, worry plays, regret plays, channel after channel of suffering, and they do not realize that the remote has been in their hands the entire time. It has been with you since the day you were born. Your very first action in this world was to breathe, and your last action in this world will also be a breath. Everything in between, every experience, every emotion, every thought, every choice is framed by breath. So when we want to connect the mind and the body, when we want to find harmony between what we think and what we feel, between what we want and what we do, we start with the breath. We return to the breath. We go home. Take a breath right now. Feel the air entering your body. Feel your chest rise. Feel your stomach expand. And as you breathe out, just for this moment, let go of everything that is not right here. That feeling, that sense of arriving, of being present, of being whole, that is what the breath gives you. And that is available to you, always, for free, without any equipment, without any app, without any subscription, just breath, just presence, just you. Now I want to talk to you about something that most people never realize about themselves. And when I tell you this, I want you to be honest with yourself. In our practice, in the physical discipline of martial arts and meditation, we often ask people to hold a position, a simple position, maybe standing still, maybe holding their arms out, maybe sitting in a low posture, nothing extreme, and we say, hold this for 10 minutes, do not move. And what happens? After 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, the body starts to shake, the muscles start to burn, and then, and this is the key moment, then the mind starts to speak, and the mind says, this is too hard, my legs hurt, I think something is wrong, this is probably bad for me, I'll stop now and do better tomorrow. Do you recognize that voice? Of course you do, because that voice is not just present in physical exercise. That voice is present in every area of your life. It speaks when you are trying to build something and it gets hard. It speaks when you are in a relationship and it gets difficult. It speaks when you are working toward a dream and progress is slow. It speaks when you are trying to change a habit that has been with you for years. That voice, that is the undisciplined mind. That is the mind that was never trained. That is the mind that has been comfortable for so long. that any discomfort feels like danger. But here is the truth. The body could have held the position longer. The body was not finished. The mind gave up first. And this is one of the most important realizations you can have about yourself. Because once you understand that it is the mind, not the circumstances, not the body, not the timing, not the other people. Once you understand that it is your own mind that is the obstacle, then you also understand that your own mind can be the solution. You are not fighting the world. You are working with yourself. The enemy is not outside. The enemy, and also the greatest ally you will ever have, is the mind. Train it, strengthen it, and it will change everything. Now, some people hear this and they think I am saying that emotion is weakness, that feeling pain is failure. That is not what I mean. Having emotions is human. Feeling pain is human. Having doubt is human. The question is not whether you feel these things. The question is, who is in control when you feel them? Is it the emotion that controls you? Or do you have enough inner space, enough awareness, to observe the emotion without being consumed by it? This is the difference between a trained mind and an untrained mind. An untrained mind is like a wild horse, powerful, energetic, full of potential, but without direction, without control, without wisdom. It goes where the wind blows. It reacts to every stimulus. It is pulled left and right by every fear, every desire, every distraction. A trained mind is the same horse, but with a rider. Same energy, same power. But now it has direction. Now it has discipline. Now it has purpose. And that rider, the awareness, the consciousness, the part of you that observes and chooses, that is what we are developing. Not suppressing the horse, becoming the rider. This is why our training is not just physical. When we hold a position until the mind wants to give up, and we stay, we are not torturing ourselves. We are practicing. We are rehearsing the moment when life will ask us to hold on. And life will ask you. I promise you that. Life will put you in positions where everything in you wants to stop, wants to run, wants to give up. And in that moment, the only thing that will matter is whether you have trained yourself to stay. Not to be superhuman, not to feel no pain, but to stay present in the pain, to breathe through it, to find that stillness inside the storm. This is what the masters teach. This is what has been understood for thousands of years. The training ground is your daily life. Every challenge is your teacher. Every moment of discomfort is your gym. Every time you choose to stay present, instead of escaping into distraction, you are building the most important muscle you have. The muscle of the mind. Let me ask you something. Do you have a dream? And I do not mean a fantasy. I do not mean something vague that you think about sometimes when you are bored. I mean, is there something in your life that you truly, deeply want to create? Something you want to become? A version of yourself that you can almost see, almost touch, but have not yet been able to fully reach. Most people have this. Most people carry a vision of who they want to be. They want to be healthier. They want to be more peaceful. They want to build something meaningful. They want better relationships. They want more confidence. They want to feel free. But there is a gap. There is always a gap between where you are and where you want to be. And what fills that gap? Not talent, not money, not perfect circumstances. What fills the gap is this: a mind that stays committed when everything else says stop. A mind that can hold the vision even when the results are not yet visible. A mind that can face failure, real failure, painful failure, and say, this is part of the path. I continue. A mind that can sit with discomfort without running away. A mind that can be still in the middle of chaos. This is not about being emotionless. This is not about being robotic. This is about having a foundation inside yourself that nothing external can destroy. When the storm comes, and the storm always comes, you need roots, deep roots. The tree with shallow roots looks fine when the weather is good, But the moment the wind comes, the moment the rain comes, it falls, the tree with deep roots. It bends, it shakes, it even loses some leaves. But it does not fall. Be the tree with deep roots. And those roots grow through practice, through breath, through stillness, through learning the mind, through choosing again and again and again to stay present instead of escaping. This is how you build the version of yourself that can hold your dreams long enough to make them real. I want to be honest with you now about something. Most people come to practices like this, meditation, martial arts, breathwork, mindfulness, because they are suffering. They have anxiety. They have fear. They cannot stop worrying about the future. They cannot stop regretting the past. They feel stuck. They feel lost. And they try everything. They try new diets, new apps, new relationships, new cities, new jobs. They keep changing the outside, and yet the suffering follows them. Do you know why? Because the suffering is not outside. The anxiety is not in your job. The fear is not in your relationship. The worry is not in your bank account. These things may trigger the feelings, but the source, the root, is in the mind. And until you go to the root, you are just cutting the branches. You cut one branch of suffering, and two more grow back, because the root is still there, untouched, unexamined, unhealed. This is not a comfortable truth, because it means that you cannot fully blame your circumstances. You cannot fully blame other people. You have to look inward. You have to be willing to sit with yourself. And I know, for many people, that is the most frightening thing in the world. We live in a time of infinite distraction. The phone, the screen, the noise, the content, the endless scroll, all of it, consciously or not, is designed to keep you from being alone with your own mind. Because the moment you are alone with your own mind, you feel what is really there. And sometimes what is really there is uncomfortable. But avoiding discomfort is not peace. Avoiding discomfort is just postponing the confrontation. Real peace, lasting peace, comes from facing what is inside, understanding it, working with it, not fighting it, not suppressing it, working with it. And this is possible. I have seen it. In 30 years of practice, in the monastery, with thousands of students from every part of the world, people who thought they were broken, who had tried everything, who had almost given up on themselves. They sat, they breathed, they practiced, and slowly, layer by layer, the weight began to lift, not because their circumstances changed, because they changed from the inside. So maybe now you are asking, how do I start? And I want to give you the most honest answer I can. You start small, you start simple, you start now. Not tomorrow, not when the conditions are perfect, not when you feel ready. Because here is the truth, you will never feel completely ready. Readiness is not a feeling, readiness is a decision. So here is what I want you to do. Tomorrow morning, before the phone, before the news, before the coffee, before the world comes rushing in, give yourself 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. Sit quietly. Put your hand on your belly and breathe. Breathe in slowly through the nose. Feel your belly rise. Hold it for just a moment. And breathe out slowly through the mouth. Feel the belly fall. That is it. 5 minutes. Every morning. Do not skip it. Do not negotiate with yourself. Do not say, I'll do 10 minutes on the weekend. Start with 5. Be consistent. Because consistency is more powerful than intensity. A small fire that burns every day is more powerful than a great fire that burns once. You are building a habit of returning to yourself, a habit of choosing stillness over noise, a habit of meeting your mind with curiosity instead of fear. And over time, weeks, months, years, this small practice will change the quality of everything in your life. Your decisions will become clearer. Your reactions will become less automatic. Your relationships will become more honest. Your work will become more focused. Your life will become more yours. Not because you did something dramatic, but because you showed up quietly, daily, for yourself. This is the path. It is not glamorous, it is not viral, but it works. And it has worked for thousands of years because it is not a trend. It is the nature of the human being. We are built for this. We are built to go inward. We are built to understand ourselves. We just forgot. And now, if you choose, you can remember, I want to bring everything together now. Because this is what all of this is pointing toward. Body, mind, breath, form, formless, bridge. These are not separate things that you have to choose between. They are three aspects of one unified experience, which is your life. When the body is strong but the mind is scattered, there is no peace. When the mind is clear but the body is neglected, there is imbalance. When both are cared for, when the breath connects them, when you learn to move with awareness, to sit with presence, to breathe with intention, then something remarkable happens. You stop feeling like you are fighting your own life. You stop feeling like you are carrying a weight that belongs to someone else. You start to feel, maybe for the first time, that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are present. And presence, true full presence, is the only place where life actually happens, not in the past. The past is a memory, not in the future. The future is an imagination, only here, only now. And the body, the mind, and the breath, when they are in harmony, they all meet in this present moment. This is not philosophy. This is not poetry. This is something you can feel right now. If you choose to stop running for a moment, if you choose to arrive, if you choose to be here, this is the teaching. This is not mine. This belongs to all of us. This has been passed down through generations, not because it is complicated, but because it is true. Before I leave you with the final thought, if this conversation meant something to you, if something inside you moved while you were listening, if you felt even one moment of yes, this is what I needed to hear. Please, right now, hit the like button. Not for me, for yourself. Because every time you engage with content that lifts you, that challenges you, that returns you to your own depth, you are telling the world this matters to me. Share this with one person, just one. One friend, one family member, one person in your life who you feel needs this reminder right now. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for someone you love is simply say, I saw this and I thought of you. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do. This channel is a place where we return again and again to what is real. The mind, the body, the breath, the path. Click subscribe. Stay on the path with us. And now, let me leave you with this. There is a version of you. Right now, in this moment, there is a version of you that already knows who you are meant to be. That version is not somewhere in the future. That version is not waiting for better circumstances. That version is not dependent on other people's approval. That version is already inside you, waiting, not impatiently, patiently. Because that deeper part of you knows something that your anxious mind does not. It knows that you will arrive. It knows that you have everything you need. It knows that every challenge you have faced was not punishment. It was preparation. Every pain was a teacher. Every failure was a redirection. Every moment of darkness was simply the place where the roots were growing deeper. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are, right now, in this moment, exactly where the path requires you to be. And the only question is, will you walk it? Will you commit? Not to perfection, not to someone else's version of success, but to your own becoming. Will you pick up the breath as your guide? Will you train the mind with the same dedication you give your body? Will you stop waiting for the world to change and begin? Today now, to change the world inside. Because when the world inside changes, when the mind is still, when the body is present, when the breath is the bridge, the world outside has no choice but to follow. This is not a promise I make lightly. This is the testimony of thousands of years of practice. This is the truth that masters found not in books, but in silence, not in strength, but in stillness, not in doing more, but in being more. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being present. Take care of your mind, take care of your breath, and take care of each other. The path continues.